Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. Today's topic, the nature and extent of the French influence upon the English language. The Normans were not French, they were Nordic crusaders, but their language resembled French by the time they invaded England. The Norman invasion of England in 166 had a major impact not only on the country but also on the English language. William the Conqueror and his merry band of Normans brought them with Norman French, which became the language of the court, grammar, and the upper class for next 3 centuries. Before the conquest, English had a much more complex grammar. However, 70 or 80 years later, the grammar had become much simpler. This change is known as the transformation from Old English to Middle English. At the same time, Norman French became Anglo-Norman as it was itself affected by English. More than 1,000 French words found their way into English. Words associated with government, law, art, literature, food, and many other aspects of life. In fact, English speakers know around 15,000 French words even before they start learning the language. English owes many of its words dealing with government and administration to the language of those who for more than 200 years made public affairs their chief concern. The words government, administer, crown, state, empire, realm, region, royal, authority, sovereign, majesty, tyrant, oppress, count, council, parliament, assembly, etc. are French. The word office itself and the title of many offices are likewise French. Chancellor, treasurer, chamberlain, marshal, governor, councillor, minister, mayor, etc. Except the words king and queen, lord, lady, and earl, most designations of rank are French. Baron, nobility, prince, princess, duke, duchess, count, countess, and the title of respect like sir, madam, mistress. In monasteries and religious houses, French was the usual language for a long time. We find in English such French words are religion, theology, sermon, homily, sacrament, baptism, confession, prayer, lesson, etc. Such indications of rank or class as clergy, clerk, hermit, pastor, victor, friar, etc. The names associated with the service such as crucifix, incense, abbey, convent, hermitage, cloister, sanctuary were also there. Words expressing such fundamental religious or theological concepts are as Saviour, Trinity, Virgin, Saint, Miracle, Mystery, Faith, Devotion, Sacrilege, Temptation, Penitence, Redemption, Salvation, etc. And we shall include a number of adjectives such as solemn, divine, reverend, devote, and verbs such as preach, pray, chant, confess, adore, convert, and sacrifice. French was so long the language of the law courts in England that the greater part of the English legal vocabulary comes from the language of the conquerors. For example, justice, equity, suit, judgment, judge, advocate, attorney, bill, petition, complaint, summons, jury, verdict, prison, etc. Names of crimes such as perjury, adultery, assault, trespass, fraud, and words involving property such as estate, tenement, patrimony, heritage, heir, and bounds were French. Were played a major role in English affairs in the Middle Ages. There are many borrowing of French words in this matter too. Enemy, arms, battle, combat, sergeant, captain, lieutenant, lance, banner. The number of French words related to fashion, meals, and social life is also great. Robe, garment, cloak, coat, collar, chemise, habit, gown. The color like blue, brown, vermilion, scarlet, saffron, and russet are French. Jewel, ornament, brooch, ivory are related to wealth. Significant names of French stones like ruby, emerald, sapphire, pearl, diamond, crystal, and coral were also there. The French-speaking classes used dinner, supper, feast, similarly appetite, taste, viand, etc. Related to eating, one could have in the menu salmon, mackerel, sole, sardine, oyster. Among meats, beef, mutton, pork, bacon, tripe, leon, chine with gravy. Among seasoning and condiments, we find spice, herb, mustard, vinegar, cinnamon. The cooking verbs roast, boil, stew, fry, grate, and mince are also there. Recreation, leisure, revel, juggler, fool, melody, music, chess, and conversation reveal various aspects of entertainment. And hunting as a main pastime of the nobility brought words such as trot, stable, spaniel, forest, park, and warren. The culture and intellectual interest of the ruling class are reflected in words pertaining to the arts, architecture, literature, learning, science, and medicine. Such words are art, painting, sculpture, music, beauty, color, figure, image, cathedral, palace, tower. Literature is presented by the word itself and by poet, preface, title, volume, chapter, paper, noun, clause, gender, and medicine by such words as anatomy, physician, surgeon, apothecary, malady, pain, stomach, remedy, etc. The influence of the French may be seen in such phrase and turns of expression such as to draw near, to take leave, by heart, to do justice, in vain, without fail. The changes in English grammar brought by the Normans may be described as a general reduction of inflections, ending of the noun and adjective marking distinctions of number and case, and often of gender were so altered in pronunciation as to lose their distinctive form and hence their usefulness. To some extent, the same thing is true of the verb. This labeling of inflectional ending was due partly to phonetic changes, which were simple but far-reaching. English grammar did take on a few French structures, such as putting in adjectives after noun in some expressions. Attorney General, Secretary General, Surgeon General. French words were assimilated into English very rapidly. The evidence is that English endings were apparently added to them with as much freedom as to English words. Example, from the adjective gentle, we get gentleman, gentlewoman, gentleness, and gently, and so on. The pronunciation of English changed to some extent under the influence of French, as did the spelling. For example, the Old English spellings CW, SC, and C became QU, SH, and CH. So, we now write queen rather than sewen, sheep rather than skip, and should rather than scold. So, to conclude, French is very much a part of how English speakers communicate with each other. English legal and business jargons are heavily infused with words of French origin. A large number of plain English words are also of French origin. French has therefore made a rich contribution to the English language.